Hello everybody and welcome to round 9 of the 2010 Grand Prix Virtual World Championship from dusty Bahrain. Regular pole sitter Tanskanen again heads up the grid, and in the surprise absence of the CSG team and championship challenger Morris, he's joined on the front row by Ryan. Debutant Marino and veteran Wicks make up row 2. 18 cars prepare for the long drag down to turn 1. The opening lap order sees Tanskanen leading Ryan, Marino, Muscat, Volker, Wicks and Miller, who then runs wide in turn 2, allowing Babij up a place. Smith discovers that sand lacks grip compared to tarmac, as does Mullins. A rare mistake by Tanskanen gives the lead to Ryan on lap 3. And the Norwegian spin drops him back into a closely battling pack of 6 cars, all fighting over second. A misjudged pass by Tanskanen sees him clip Marino and the pair drop further places. To make up for his mistake, Tanskanen pulls over and allows Marino back past, but Babij is close and also gets by the fin. As things heat up, Volker noses his way past teammate Muscat, and Wicks steals through behind him. During the ensuing melee, Marino also tries to force his way past Muscat, but ends up taking a sandy excursion and rejoining back in thick action with Babij and Tanskanen, ultimately losing out to them. Muscat too soon finds himself outmuscled by Babij and Tanskanen, and when Babij runs wide, Tanskanen needs no second invitation to take fourth. The battle over 8th is also pretty close, between 2 Synergetics and 2 Stantons. Hatchell passes Miller in turn 1, and when David Stanton tries to squeeze past, he spins and receives a kiss from his brother. Lap 13, and in order to make the most of Tanskanen's early spin, Ryan is doing all he can to build up a solid lead in the early stages over Folker, Wicks and Tanskanen. Already with one eye on brake conservation, Wicks is coming under increased pressure from Tanskanen. He's passed easily under braking for turn 1. Tanskanen then cruises straight up behind Folker, who inherits the lead on lap 18 when Ryan pits and emerges 4th. Smith has run wide at turn 1 and rejoined ahead of Babbage, but then seems to lift at the exit of turn 2, allowing Babbage no time to react. Both cars lose wings. The whole group of 7th to 10th pit together, although it was unplanned for David Stanton, who was just trying to pass Miller, but gets directed down pit lane as the Synergetic peels in. Miller loses out, having to queue behind Hatchell, but the unexpected stop sees the Norwegian crew getting their guy out last. With Thomas momentarily beached on a curb, Panisi silently sees himself rise to 8th. Thomas tries to repass the constant, only to suffer his engine die. On lap 19, the top 3 all pit together, releasing Ryan back into the overall lead. Tanskanen and Wicks both beat Folker out. Hatchell's spin drops him behind both constants, who themselves swap positions at the next turn. Hatchell has to wait a lap before taking his chance to pass Panisi, but another small error sees him hand the place back. Miller now gets a chance to pass his teammate. Miller's attempted pass on Stanton sees him actually lose a place to Hatchell, but he takes it straight back the next lap. Further down the field, Liechtenstein is banging wheels with Williamson, and the pair enjoy a good battle. A half spin for Wicks drops him back into Folker's clutches, and Wicks loses 3rd to Folker when the Red Archer passes him on lap 28. And so, at half distance, Ryan holds a 10-second lead over Tanskanen, who runs 18 seconds ahead of the Folker-Wicks battle. Lap 30, and Stanton is beginning to feel an issue with his brakes, and then, in turn 2, gets a knock from Miller and suffers a puncture as Miller loses a front wing. After his repairs, Miller has to deal with the other constant. Muscat's late dive to lap Panisi ends with a spin. Wicks is the final driver to pit and emerges right behind Volker. And so, on lap 41 after the final stops, Ryan's lead is down to just 5 seconds over Tanskanen, who now has 30 seconds back on Volker and Wicks. Muscat and Hatchell run lonely in 5th and 6th. At this late stage of the race, Wicks is beginning to hound Volker, and for several laps keeps looking for a way past. However, Bahrain is a track tough on brakes, and the Red Archers have been worn thinner than those on the woods, and so on lap 43, when under pressure from Wicks, at turn 4 Volker's brakes fail and pitch him off track into the wall and retirement. Stanton's brake issues see him drop to 8th, as Miller picks up his place. Soon after, overtakes the other constant, as well as the ailing Nordgen of David Stanton, to climb to 5th late on. With 10 laps remaining, Ryan's lead is cut to just 3 seconds. And just when it seems like a good battle over the lead will develop, Tanskanen's brakes start to fail as well. He manages to survive the failure scare, only to lose his sense of direction trying to rediscover the racetrack. His reduced pace still sees him manage to come home second ahead of Wicks and Hatchell. Fuller is yet another driver suffering brake failures, and on the final lap his slowing car is passed by Liechtenstein, who grabs the final point on offer for 10th. And so Ryan wins for Woods. It's a great way to score his first podium of the year and become the 3rd different victor. Tanskanen keeps his championship quest intact with 2nd place, and Wicks' podium seals the Woods team's best result of the year and brings them back into play in the Constructors' title as the season reaches its midpoint ahead of round 10 in Turkey.